I definitely aware it's a me issue, I guess, because people have argued with me in the workplace and nearly lost jobs over my ADHD trait. I have, so I feel you there. So many people have diminished me because they said, oh, we're a bit, okay, that's not a problem, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But this is how I'm seeing what you're saying. That is not a problem with you against self-diagnosis. That's a problem with you against ableism. Because what they said to you there is ableist as fuck, okay? No, not everybody is a little bit ADHD. Anybody who says that in my presence will get a fucking ass chewing. No, not everybody is a little ADHD. No, not everybody is a little autistic. It does not fucking work like that. Intensity, duration. How many times have I said those words today? Anybody keeping track? It's about intensity and duration. If these things are affecting your life in a fucking negative way so often that you have to seek help for it, that's different than the minor inconvenience of misplacing your phone. That is a fucking world of difference. So in my opinion, I feel like you are misplacing your anger. I feel like you are directing your anger at people who self-diagnose when it should be directed at the people who are ableist and invalidate you. But that's my 2 cents. Again, I'm not a professional. But does that make more sense to you? That you feel like your anger should be pointed at the people who are trying to keep you down as opposed to the people that are trying to figure themselves out and help themselves? I'm angry with ableism. We're all angry with ableism. Don't get me wrong. We are all angry with ableism. All of us. Because we've all gone through it. We've all had ableist bullshit used against us. We've all had invalidation thrown at us. We have had tons of it, and it is not cool in any way. I major internalized ableism. So do I. I honestly do. I have been struggling with that ever since the realization that, holy shit, I'm actually autistic. Who knew? I've been struggling with a lot of that internalized ableism myself. A lot of these misconceptions that I have grown up with that I thought were things, right? My entire life. I'm 45 years old, and this shit I have only really just started to look at and try and understand in the last 2 years. So that's for shits and giggles, we'll say 35-ish years of this internalized ableism that I have had to grow up with. Shit that I have, that like terrible learned behaviors, terrible learnings from like bad fucking role models, like, shit that my parents did and said that was ingrained in my head. Like, we've all got that, right? I'm sure we all do to some degree. The things that we grew up with that were not just like wrong, right? Or completely misunderstood, or just bad teachings and bad information from like bad doctors, teachers, whomever. So yeah, I hear you there. Internalized ableism is a massive, massive thing that many of us have to struggle with. Ableism shitty and ruins lives, and it's hard to get away from. Yes, it totally is. Does it make more sense to you is my question, right? Does that track better? It's not, I don't think you're mad at the people who are self-diagnosed. I think you're mad at the people who have beat you down, the people who have invalidated you, as opposed to the people that are trying to understand themselves. Because that's what it comes down to for the most part. I think a lot of it is people that are trying to, like I keep saying, they've been in lockdown for 2 years and they're going, fuck, my brain doesn't work the way that I thought it did. Something is wrong. And they see these things that they can identify with. They do a little research on it. They do a little study on it. And they're like, oh, fuck, I think I have ADHD. Your self-diagnosis is valid to me. I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you think that that's how your brain works and that's how you identify, I'm not going to tell you it's not. Right? I'm not going to tell you it's not. And again, it doesn't take anything away from me for you to say that that's how you identify. You are trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out why your brain works the way that it does. And in most cases, it is the first step to a clinical diagnosis. If you don't have access to those things, you don't have access to the doctors and the clinicians who can actually get you a diagnosis, or you don't have the funds to do so, because in a lot of cases, that shit is preventatively expensive. Your self-diagnosis is still valid to me. It just means that you can't get the accommodations and the medication, which sucks. In which case, coffee. Like, that's all I can say.